Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for another live show. This evening we are going to be discussing how the season's going so far and what needs to happen to really push on and you know what I mean, and start to really push on, because it has been a very mixed bag. We're going to get into it. It's been a very inconsistent start to the season, and we're going to get into it. I've got a slideshow prepared. Going to go through bits and pieces, and as always, make sure you have your say in the chat as well. It'd be good to hear what you guys think as we go along too. Always, your contributions are always vital to me, and really it means a lot to me, and good to hear what you have to say as well. But before we get into the show, make sure you do drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also you can become a member now of the channel. If you can give me a bit of extra support, then the link is pinned to the chat here in the live chat. And also, if you also want to do it another way, you can actually click below me. There should be a join button, and that obviously takes you to the page where you can join the membership. But yeah, really mean a lot to me if you could help me out there. Hope you're all doing well though. Obviously, I did obviously post some video yesterday post-match and pre-match as well. But yeah, good. A bit of cup happiness, I guess, you know, in terms of, you know, doing well in the cup last night, you know, winning the game. Wasn't perfect, but in the second half, we were certainly a lot better than the first. And yeah, we won the game, so you can't really complain about that. But look, let's say a few hellos before we get into tonight's show. Big up to everyone that's tuning in right now. Into time, mate. Hope you're okay. Yeah, big up to you, Ian. How are you doing, mate? Good to see you in, my wonderful mod. Always here, no matter what. And he says, make sure to smash the likes, everyone, and subscribe. Big up, Ian. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And it's good to always have you here, as it is everybody. But you are always here, no matter what. You're a legend. Joshua says, evening, Ryan. Hope you're having a great day and hope you're okay. Congrats on the win last night. Yeah, hello, Joshua. How are you doing, mate? Good to see you in. And yeah, no, it was a good win. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good night. Let's have a look what everybody else is saying. There have been highs and lows already this season, and there's still a lot more games to go. Yeah, it's very much been up and down like a roller coaster, I guess. But yeah, no, you're right. We're going to get into that in a moment. Blue Terry says, we've been awful this season, but far from perfect. We haven't been awful this season, sorry, but far from perfect. Yeah, no, I mean, for me, I agree, but I am going to kind of share my thoughts as we go along here now, though. But big up to everyone that has said hello, and keep those comments coming. Well, we're going to get into it then. So I have got a slideshow prepared, and we're going to just share the screen now. And hopefully you guys can see that okay. Now, first, I want to kind of just recap the results. Obviously, I'm sure we all know what happened, but Just going to kind of recap the results first and then kind of delve into it a little bit there. So obviously we did start the season with that opening day 4-0 win against Peterborough away from home. I mean, I think that was really, I think I got a bit carried away with that result, actually, to be fair. Because when we won that game, I was really like getting overly excited. And yes, it was only one game, but I just thought that if that is what we've got to look forward to this season, we're in for a real treat, and we were outstanding that day. So yeah, it was a good start to the season. Obviously, then followed that up with a 2-1 win against Stevenage and a 1-0 win against Shrewsbury, both at home. Now, those games were really strange, weren't they? Because obviously we won the games, but it felt really like we were walking away from the ground. I was thinking to myself, we were lucky there because we'd given away so many good chances, and really against better quality opposition, we would have got punished in those games. And they were a very tight games. You can see that. Obviously, I know Stevenage didn't pull one back until deep into injury time, but regardless, they still had chances before we went 2-0 up, for example. So so we won the 2 games there, but it wasn't at all convincing, was it at all? And then, of course, then we went to Rotherham, and I'm sure we all remember that, the away game that we had. I know a demoralising result for me. I think obviously we've got a red card as well in that game, and losing against a team in Rotherham who had a stuttering start to the season, and we just couldn't get over the line, and we ended up losing the game. So again, really poor. But then we responded with a 4-0 win away at Bolton Wanderers. So that was another good away, one of the best games that we've had this season, along with the Peterborough one. League results continue. Then obviously after that, this was where we start to really have a bad run of form, didn't we? Now, by the way, guys, the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna break up the league and the cup. So I'm gonna go to the cup kind of results as well in a moment. But I just want to focus on the league first and then do it separately. Now, obviously, we lost against Northampton 3-1, which was totally unexpected, and you know what I mean, and a game that was really infuriating, a game that we should not be losing to Northampton at home, and we made them look good, and I just thought it was another poor outing, and then we followed it up with another loss against Blackpool 2-0, and yeah, another very poor result, and one where, again, at home, you're thinking to yourself, you've got some home games, you're going to try and win as many home games as you can. And, you're losing to Northampton and then Blackpool. It's not the best, is it? And then we went back on the road again, obviously Reading away again. I remember this game. There's been so many infuriating games, hasn't there? And this was another one as well, Reading away. Losing the game. I don't know how we lost it. We should have won this game. And we just failed to take our chances, and then we got punished. And defensively again, there's a big theme, isn't there, within our games this season? Not clinical enough up front, and really wobbly at the back, all over the place at the back, defensively. Poor errors. Now, obviously, then we went to Birmingham away and we lost 1-0. Again, I think for me, I was quite disappointed because I think, to me, Birmingham weren't really at the races that night, and we still couldn't capitalise on that. And obviously, they just narrowly got the win. Again, conceding a silly goal in the process. Now, that was followed up by a 2-0 win against Barnsley. And then in between that, I believe there was the cup game, wasn't it? Obviously, we won that game as well. And then we played Bristol Rovers at home, and we won 3-1. A good afternoon for us, to be honest with you. Looked comfortable, and I was happy with how we played there. Absolutely. And then a good point on the road against Wrexham. But having said that, if we would have had some more quality up front, which we were hoping we would get in the summer, then I think we could have won that game, because Wrexham again weren't really on it that night either, and there was an opportunity for us to win the game, but yeah, we just failed to do so. But still, nevertheless, a good point on the road. 2-0 win against Exeter at home. Then again, really good against a team that was going to this game in very good form, and we managed to overcome this. And yeah, we played well, and we it was a good win. And then obviously, as we know, recently, the 2-2 draw against Crawley away. Look, it was a shocking performance, that, in my opinion. Yes, we came back from 2 goals twice, but the reality is we had a chance to win this game, and we should have won it. We had enough chances to score at least 4 or 5 goals in this game. Even if we would have conceded 2 we still would have won the game had we taken our chances, that the gilt-edged chances that we had. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's have a look what you guys have been saying whilst we before I go on to the rest of the slides. Josh, I'm good about the result, but the under-21 made the club proud in the EFL Trophy campaign. Yeah, no, obviously, to be fair, obviously, it was good to see United under-21s last night as well. Obviously, Malacia and a few others, Amas, Kone. I think that McAllister that came on is a good player as well, Finley McAllister. So, yeah, no, obviously, you've got some good youngsters over there, and definitely a good future ahead of some of those kids. Really technically gifted, but just ran out of steam in the end. Bluetooth said this season we have made a lot of individual mistakes defensively, and 90% of them have ended up in us conceding. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's just basic mistakes, and I think a lot of it as well is that the fact that we're over obsessed from playing out from the back, messing around at the back as well. We've made we've really kind of played into the hands of the opposition when we're just messing around at the back and just being too slow on the ball, and but also, yeah, sometimes just defensively weak and not in the correct shape. But yeah, no, I agree. I absolutely agree. Now, in fact, I'm going to just keep going. I'm going to show the league table in a moment. Now, the stats so far, then, again, this is just the league, guys, just so you're aware. And then, obviously, I want to do this separately. So we scored 21 goals and we conceded 14. So, again, conceding too many for my liking. Now, we've won 7 games, with 5 of those coming at home. So our home form, apart from the 2 results against Northampton and Blackpool, has been really good. And yeah, we've picked up a lot of wins at home, which is what you need to do. Have a foundation at home and then build on that and try and get some more points on the road is vital as well. The away form, I think, has let us down, to be fair. I think losing 3 out of the 7 games isn't great. It's okay, but it's not great. 2 draws, so I think obviously one of those was Wrexham. There were a chance to win that game, but obviously we didn't win the game. And then 2 wins on the road, but both home and away, we've won 50% of our matches so far. So yeah, I mean, really, if you can, you want to be maybe getting up to 75%, 80% win ratio at this stage. But we've won half our games, so like I say, it just shows the inconsistency, the mixed bag that we've had. And Ian says the result against Northampton, it knocked us down a bit. It was that game when we felt like we don't recognise this team. Yeah, obviously it did kind of. I think it shocked us. I don't think we underestimated Northampton, but I think the players were kind of shocked with how the game panned out, and obviously then, yeah, it kind of affected them a little bit. But for me, you've got to react, and there was a chance to react against Blackpool quite quickly after that game. Obviously with it being a midweek game, and there was a chance to put things right, and we just didn't learn our lessons from the Northampton game, so that's where we were at. Now, top goal scorers so far, Ben Wiles has had a fantastic start to the season. Although I do think he needs to work on his set pieces quite a bit. I'm sure you'll all agree. You know, last night, just recently last night, I mean, how many balls did he deliver in and it didn't get past the first man? I mean, yeah, but look, he's really been a fantastic player for us this season. A bit hot and cold, though, to be honest with you, because I do think he's guilty of hiding. He doesn't always want the ball. I've watched, when you're there live watching the game, you can see, because the midfield obviously a key component of the team, and you can see him like hiding behind the opposition player. And it's like, show for the ball. I'm not saying he does it every time, but a lot of the time he does. But look, he's done well, got 6 goals, and yeah, he's obviously reacted well to last season. Koroma, second on the list with 5 goals. Now, bearing in mind, Koroma has been out for a number of weeks. It doesn't exactly look great, does it, when one of your goal scorers who's been out for weeks is still up there in second place. Ward with 3 goals in third place. To be fair, if he would have converted the chances that he's actually been given, really, he should be on a lot more than that. But we know his lack of clinical edge and just way past it now. Ward is just not good enough. And Pearson joint third with 3 goals. So a defender, Pearson good with the set pieces, as we know. But yeah, I guess at this point we could kind of have a look at the table. In fact, no, let's complete the slides and then we'll do the table in a moment, in the league table in a minute. Duff's comments after the game last night were very interesting. Yeah, they were, to be fair, weren't they? I mean, I could kind of recap that maybe at the end of the at some point, but obviously I saw some of the quotes, so yeah, it was interesting. But yes, look, let's have a look at this then. So look, overall in the cups, it's been a real misery, hasn't it? Overall, obviously I know we got through to the knockout stage of the EFL Trophy last night, but for me, obviously the Carabao Cup, we got knocked out in the second round against Walsall 3-2 away. Despite being 2-0 up, we squandered that lead and just completely capitulated. And yeah, it wasn't acceptable at all. And yeah, being knocked out in the early rounds, you never want to do that. You do want a little bit of a run, in my opinion. Yes, people keep telling me the league's the most important. Yes, I get that, but still, losing to a team that is obviously in a division lower than you, it's not exactly something that you want to happen. So yeah, no, I think it was a really poor outing there at Walsall. And then obviously in the FA Cup, we know what happened there in the first round. They got knocked out by Tamworth to play in the National League. And I'm not going to get into that game because it was a pathetic, embarrassing, spineless performance from the get-go. So yeah, again, being knocked out by a team that is part-time is another embarrassment, another low. And yeah, it should never have happened. And like I said, despite getting to knock out of the EFL Trophy, obviously we lost against Doncaster 2-1. That was really disappointing. We did win our other 2 games, both at home to Barnes 2-0 and Man United 21 4-1. But yeah, so we knocked out 2 of 3 competitions we entered already by November. So it isn't really exactly great, is it? Now, my overall thoughts, really, of how the season's gone so far is that, the lack of consistency is really worrying, in my opinion. I think that we're always capable of going on that really bad run. And the problem is if you want to get promoted, you can't afford to be having too many of those. We've already had one where we've gone on a really barren spell. We can't afford to have another spell like that, in my opinion, if we had to be promoted, which seems a world away right now, to be honest with you. Now, another thing I kind of say, the weak mentality throughout the team has not been addressed. Will that cost us? Well, I certainly think it will, because I think that the reality is if you've got a weak mentality that throughout the team, then it's hard to get rid of that. And I just think the players have been found wanting far too many times. And yeah, look, not enough passion, heart, and desire. Far too many players are our team. I think running through the motions, not doing their best, and I think they've been really poor. Now, the January transfer market will be crucial, but only if Nagel gets rid of Cartwright. Because I think reality is, guys, we need some more reinforcements in January. Now, obviously, Nagel has said that he's happy, he will put somebody in January, but I don't trust Cartwright with making the right decisions. And to be honest with you, the fact that we're having to dip into the market in January, to the degree that I believe we need to, isn't ideal, because we know how difficult the window is in January to obviously to kind of get deals done. It's not the best. Obviously, the prices of the players as well are overinflated, and it's just not a great time to be doing your business, because, like I said, it is halfway through the season, and not many players will want to leave at that stage. Now, Bojan, for me, needs to leave. For me, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. For me, he's been a total disgrace to the shirt and offers absolutely nothing up front. And he's not alone. I think Ward, we won't be able to get rid of Ward. That's the reality. So he's going to be seen out his contract till the summer, and then hopefully cut ties, because I'm sorry, he's not good enough. Ladapo, for me, I'm sorry, but he shouldn't even be anywhere near this. We should never have signed him in the first place. It's not a disgrace that he's at this club. The fact that the more I watch him as well, the more I shake my head in disbelief that we actually went out to get this guy. I think if you look at his overall body language and attitude, it's abysmal. He doesn't even look like he's trying hard for most of the time, and that's not acceptable. Doesn't look fit, doesn't offer anything, and I'm afraid I knew it. I knew when he came in, I had a bad feeling about the signing. It was just a panic buy, and because we missed out on the tanks that we wanted, because we don't seem to have somebody in the club that can actually get deals done effectively. So, yeah, for me, the front line, it needs some work. Now, Healy being back in the team for now, he looks a lot better now. So I think he's pretty much cemented his place as the starter now in the front, in the strikers. And I'd probably put Marshall up there for his work ethic and way he links up play. And yeah, okay, he does have a few quiet games, but I think he's always capable of working his magic. And I've liked what I've seen. He's got a few goals to his name already so far, and a few assists as well. So for me, them two definitely our best attacking strikers. But we need more. I still think we need to go in the window in January and get a striker in. That's it. I think if you look across the team as well, obviously the wing backs that Duff likes to play, do we really have enough quality in them areas? No, we don't. Obviously, Miller has been outstanding, but Sorensen's still to come back from injury. He's been good, but a bit defensively weak. But I still think we need some reinforcement on that side where Sorensen is. In fact, both sides, to be fair, because if either of them get injured, then I don't feel confident with the players that are going to be coming in to the team. Turton doesn't really cut it for me. Spencer has been hot and cold. And for me, if you look at the centre backs, I mean, I would probably go out and try and get another centre back. I'm not convinced with Lees. I know Pearson chips in with goals, but overall defensively, is that great? Is he able to pass the ball in the way that we want him to. Not really. The amount of times he plays the ball out of play and just not great at all. But I do think we need another centre back as well. So that's kind of my overall thoughts. But guys, let me know what you think. So everything I said as well, and let me know what you think as well overall. How are you feeling ahead the season? We'll look at the table. Hopefully you guys can see that. Obviously, we are in 8th place at the moment, 23 points. So we've got a game in hand on a few teams above us. And we'll have 2 games in hand on some teams after this weekend. But yeah, we've got 1 game in hand. So obviously, with 23 points. So, yeah, I think it's been a really mixed bag. I don't really see being 8th place. It's not, I really would have liked to have been a bit higher up than that, in my opinion, close to the top 2. But I just don't think we've got the quality, and our squad really wasn't ready to start the season to be very effective with what we've got. So, yeah, that's kind of my opinion on that, really. Now, I do want to kind of come on to something else now. So I'm sure you've all seen, but the fan zone, we've got a new place to go before matches now, called H Town. I think it's. I need to share it. Here we are. It's obviously H Town. Obviously, it's located below the Terry Together stand at Johnson Stadium. H Town's an idle space for get-togethers, parties, and celebrations. Exclusive bookings also available on non-match days. Obviously, you can have a drink and bite to eat before or after the game. Bit of a social there. Obviously, a few pictures. It looks quite smart, doesn't it? Obviously, can hold up to 750 people. Obviously, it's a good little space for pre-match. Obviously, there's a lot of different food and drink to have. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think of that as well. Look, I think it's a nice little kind of place to be able to go. But I said it before, to be fair. Look, it's great this is happening, but the reality is we need to get the, you know what I mean, the product right on the pitch as well. And at the moment, we haven't done that, so that is worrying indeed. But look, just to summarise, I think overall I'm kind of disappointed with how we've kind of started the season. A lot of games where I felt frustrated with the performances and the results. Yes, we've had a lot of good results too, but I think I would have hoped to have been a bit better, if you get what I mean, and obviously. So yeah, so the reality is that I am content, but I'm not exactly happy overall, if I'm being honest. I wanted more, but maybe I was just gullible because we haven't really got a squad. But the reality is we needed to make sure we had a squad that could compete, and we were told that we would have a squad that could compete. I'm afraid the depth in this squad isn't good enough, nowhere near good enough. Now, I do want to just have a look at a few things after last night's performance, obviously. With Duff's comments. last night. Obviously, there were a few intriguing comments that, of course, when you can't. But guys, let me know what you think. And make sure you do drop a like on the video if you can. And be good for you to help out that way. I can never find any quotes when I need them. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, to be fair. But what do you guys make of it? Are you happy with how the season started? Let me know what you think. I think we kind of feel the same, don't we? It's been a very mixed bag, as we said earlier. And I don't think it's been that great, but it's not been bad either. It's been okay. But okay is not good enough. If you've got standards, we need to be making sure that we are doing a lot better, especially defensively. And up front, we need to be more ruthless. We need to create more. To be fair, we are creating, but we're just not finishing our chances. But still think at times we're a bit slow and laboured. I'm just going to get some quotes up now, guys. Yeah, we've got some quotes now. It did take a while, didn't it? He wasn't impressed with the first half, but he said it was an excellent second half. So that's the first thing he said. He lost his temper at halftime. Apparently, he said more than I have at any point when I've been here. We didn't change anything tactically, and they did their jobs in the second half. So obviously, that rollicking at the halftime interval really made a big difference. It's more enjoyable and we look a good team. He said we moved the ball, played into the front, played outside, played inside, had loads of chances. We probably should have had a couple of penalties, which I do agree there. There were a few dubious calls that I think they were penalties that weren't given, he said. And in the end, it's a pleasing night. He was pleased with their reaction, but we need to eradicate those little blips, those Tamworth performances. Yeah, I agree. That's a cultural thing, which he says a lot, doesn't it? Cultural thing. He says a lot of cultural issues, a day-to-day thing, a behavioural thing. And that's why I was frustrated. I know what they can do. I'd be a madman to ask them to play that way if I didn't think they could do it. They reacted the right way, but it shouldn't really take me to dig them out that much. Yeah, I agree. Players need to start taking more responsibility. He also had some scathing comments to say about Mikael Miller, where he said Mikael was night and day first and second half. Said, don't pick and choose. If we were playing Man United's first team at Wembley, he'd have taken a foul on the touchline in the build-up to the Red Devils equaliser. Every pass matters. Every day matters that you're in work here, and that's what we're trying to get it to. When they do it and they do run, show appetite for the game and give them a platform to play from, they do look like a good team. A few more comments here. People will say it's only Man United kids. It doesn't matter. It's a game we did. We did what we wanted to do and we won. The second half was very enjoyable. Enjoy playing football. Enjoy winning. Now, obviously, your Pender did come off ill inside 20 minutes. It wasn't an injury. It was actually an illness. But Duff did reiterate he wants to get to the bottom of it, of why your Pender started the game if he was feeling unwell, or if it came on at the start of the game. So yeah, quite a few scathing comments from the manager after last night. But yeah, I agree with what he said, to be honest with you. Very honest. But I think I've kind of summed up how I feel about the season so far, to be honest, haven't I? I think I've kind of explained my thoughts. I'm still going through the slides. So yeah. Obviously now we've got the international break, so time to kind of recuperate, iron out a few of the errors that we've made, and get ready for a busy schedule coming up after this international break. It's relentless, isn't it? Even more so. I do believe that there is a few fixture changes, isn't there? As well as being announced, which I'm gonna. We weren't sure if Wickham was going to be postponed, were we? But obviously, it has been postponed because of international call-ups. Can't seem to find. You can never find what you want when you need it, can you guys? But yeah, guys, make sure you are dropping a like on the video and subscribing if you are new. And you can become a member of the channel. The link to that is in the pinned messages in the chat there, the live chat, or there is a join button below below me. There should be a join button for you guys. Kind of trying to think. Here we are, 3 fixtures selected for Sky Sports. So to be fair, it's a bit far off yet. To be fair, so I don't think that it's the games for January and February. So yeah, I don't think I need to mention that, to be honest with you. Bojan Radulovic yesterday, though. I know, absolutely pathetic, wasn't it? Look, for me, I'm done with him. I still can't get over how he said, "I'm bored of living around Huddersfield." That comment he made weeks ago. Well, I'm bored of watching you play football, so off you go. He's clearly not good enough. Clearly not cut out to be the player that we need him to be. Too weak. Doesn't link up play. Can't seem to. Just the ball seems to just bounce off him. He offers nothing up front. He doesn't impose himself on the defenders that he's up against. And yeah, I just think he's hopeless. So for me, we need to try and sell him, and then get somebody else in my opinion. Who will have him? I don't know, but at least we can try. But yeah. But look, a lot to build on, and what we need to do going forward really is hopefully we just need to iron out those mistakes at the back, and work on our finishing. I don't think you can really. I think the players that we've got up front at the moment, Healy, to be fair, has been good, just about keeping him fit. Marshall, capable, but the rest, no good. So I don't really think you can work with those to improve anything, no matter how much time you spend on the training ground. But yeah, in the midfield, I mean, I am kind of happy with fairly happy with the midfield. At times, feel like we need to have a few better options from the bench to come on in the midfield. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, so look, lots to work on, lots to improve on, and we just need to really hit the ground running when the international break, when we come back from the international break a week on Saturday. Wrexham News Network, you guys fairly comfortable that you will be inside the top 6 at the end of the season. Well, for me, I want to try and push for the top. Well, apparently the goal was to get top 2, but I've just been saying I don't think we're in the position to be in that top 2 at the moment. We're miles off. The gap's opened up massively. Top 6 minimum. I think if we don't get at least in the top 6, then the season's a failure, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, that is what I think. I don't know if we need to work on a lot of things if we're going to be in the top 6. So as I said, come the end of the season, in my opinion. Ian says, one Duff comment from yesterday, there's no bad eggs in the team. I'm sorry, has he seen the video of Headley after the match against Tamworth? Yeah, I mean, look, I think manager, obviously Duff's maybe in a position there. Yes, we want him to be honest, but I don't think he can like publicly call out players, if you get me. I think he knows deep down that there is quite a few bad eggs, but I think to the media, I don't really. I think it's a bit of a subject where you don't see many many coaches say bad words about their players. So yeah, I know what you're saying. I think he knows deep down there's bad eggs in that team because as fans, we can see it. Headley's not the only one. There's many more that I see in that dressing room that just don't look interested to me. But yeah, so that's my opinion on it, really. I don't think there's anything else to add really this evening. Unless anybody else has got any questions or anything, feel free to put them in the chat. Any final questions? But hopefully I've summed up how I feel so far of the season. Obviously, you guys have kind of contributed as well with how you feel too, which is good. But yeah. If you just going to remove that. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it tonight. We what is it? Tomorrow we're doing the watch along for the England game as Aidan requested. I'll schedule that stream this evening, and then I'm gonna do the predictions video that'll be out tomorrow for League Two. I'm not doing League One this week, to be fair, because obviously there's not many League One games, so it's not really worth it. So I'm going to just do the League Two ones this week, because obviously most of those games are on, if not all. And yeah, on Friday, obviously, we're doing the FC 25 career mode on Friday night, which hopefully you guys can join me for. But yeah. Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts, guys, before we head off? But I appreciate everybody that's tuned in this evening. If you haven't got any final thoughts, any questions, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Hopefully I've summed up how I feel well. And like I said, we're back tomorrow for another live show, watch along for the England game tomorrow night. And yeah, guys, if you can, make sure you do go and watch. If you've missed any of my videos, you can go and watch any back. Even if you don't listen to them, just have them playing in the background. It really helps get the watch hours up and also the views. So, guys, if you missed any videos or whatever, then please do that. It really does help the channel. Is the viewers near what position would you strengthen the January transfer window? A good question. For me, I kind of touched upon a bit of what I feel like we need, but my number one priority, I think it has to be a striker. It has to be a striker because we just don't have enough firepower up top for my liking. And like I said, as the saying goes, goals win games. So for me, number one, definitely a striker. As I said, I do want to see another centre back come in as well. Defense, that's my second choice. So yeah, striker. Make no question about that. That's what I want to see. But thank you for your question. Keith says, even if we do get into the playoffs, we'll mess it up as we are so hit and miss this season up the town. Yeah, I mean, Keith, I don't blame that you feel that way. Obviously, about you feel like we might mess it up because it has been. I think I'm kind of thinking about this other day. You know when you go into a season and like as the season goes on, obviously we've played a good amount of games now, haven't we? Obviously, and I don't really have the vibe that it's going to be a special promotion season. I don't know if everybody else feels feels different and all the same. But I just don't get that vibe that it's going to end in a promotion. Sometimes you get a bit of luck, a bit of fortune, in the games, and you know what I mean. And I don't know, it just doesn't have that feel to me that we're going to do it. And I think ultimately, if we don't, then it's going to be for me. If we don't go up, but then it's a failure. It's a season. It's a failure. It's just a failure as a whole, as far as I'm concerned. But you've got a good point there. To be fair, you just never know what performance we're going to bring to the table, do you? And I think in the playoffs, to be fair, I think it does orchestrate a lot of luck along the way. Like, obviously, the best team, there is a lot of fortune. It's about who can get maybe a bit more luck than the other team. It's the quality as well. But yeah, a bit of luck here and there does help you in them playoffs. But yeah, I do know what you're saying. I just hope that as the season goes on, we can really start to just find we can really find some consistency. Like when you feel like you've gone like 7, 8, 9 games, really, picking off those wins, you know what I mean, and picking up those points. So yeah, I just hope we can do that. But I do think January is going to be a massive part to our season, because we have to get it spot on in January in the window for me. Because I think we may come short if we don't invest in the right areas, and we don't get and if we don't get the players that we need, and some quality players in through the door. Where Huntsville Town, we do stuff the hard way. Yeah, to be fair, you're right. I mean, we always do stuff the hard way, don't we? Even when we went up, obviously we had to rely on the penalties and extra time, and when we really could have won the games in normal time. And to me, we never do things easy. So we're kind of used to it, aren't we? But still, I just hope one day we can be a team that can just that we can just not do stuff the hard way, if you get me, even if it is for a brief moment of time. But yeah, it is one of those, isn't it? But I suppose that's the beauty of the club, of following the club. That's part of the thing. But yeah. But look, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up, to be fair. I think we've kind of spoken about what we need to. Big up to everyone that's tuned in this evening. And as I said, if you can drop a like on the video on your way out, if you haven't already done so, subscribe if you haven't already. And also become a member by clicking the link in the live chat here, the pinned message. You can become a member of the channel, or you can click the join button down below as well. Just that extra bit of support would go a long way, trust me. But by you guys being here, of course, it does help the channel more than you will know. So that's the bottom line. If you are watching this on playback, if you haven't been able to watch this live, make sure you do get your comments down below in the chat as well. Because obviously, I know everyone can't always make it, watch it live. So yeah, let me know how you think the season's going so far. What are your thoughts? How are you feeling? And what would you like to see happen? Obviously, moving forward. January, let me know what you think about January. Players. What would you like to see happen there as well? Aiden says, brilliant live stream, mate, up the town. Big up to you, Aiden. Thank you very much, mate. I'm glad that you enjoy the streams here, and I appreciate you always. You always come in, even if you're busy. You always come in for a brief period of time, and honestly, it does mean a lot to me, and I hope you know that. And obviously, guys, everybody that supports the channel as well, you guys mean a lot to me too, of course. But yeah, but look, we'll be back tomorrow for the live watch along as England take on Greece in the Nations League. So do tune in to that one from 7:30 tomorrow evening, and yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good to do another watch along. Keith says, keep up the good work. Yeah, big up to you, Keith. Thank you very much for your support. Yeah, thank you very much. But look, have a good rest of the evening, whatever you get up to. like I said, go and watch back my previous videos if you haven't already. Get those watch hours up. That would really help the channel grow even more. And all that good stuff. Really appreciate you all. But guys, have a good rest of the evening. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you back here tomorrow night as we enjoy, hopefully, what is an England victory tomorrow evening for the live watch along and live stream that I'll be doing tomorrow. But yeah, thanks all for your support, and I'll see you very soon. Up the town.